Bomb, I want to play you something. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
100%. And I'm hypocritical all the time. I'll say something that I believe in, and then I'll say another record and totally contradicts what I said 2 weeks ago. So I was like, I'm all over the map, man.
Sometimes you feel different.
King Rain, right?
Rest in peace, King Rain.
Rest in peace.
Hey.
The reason I wanted to play that clip, going back to the Live from Larstone, you have a record on there called Sister Bessie.
Yeah.
Dope. Dope
Respect,
song.
Respect.
On the A Material, you have a record on there. What's it called?
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because the Sister Bessie record on the third verse, you're basically talking about how and why religion was created and pretty much just used to control the masses, right?
Yeah.
And then in Thank God, it's Thank God, Praise Jesus, and why?
Yes, that's you know what? I thought about that even releasing Thank God. I was like, people are gonna see that. I released that back to back. In essence, and the truth is, I actually wrote Thank God before I wrote Sister Bessie. So that's the one weird thing. But on top of that, I still feel like both apply. I feel like Sister Bessie was shitting on religion, organized religion. Thank God was giving up to whatever the power is that wakes you up in the morning, whatever it is that leads your life in the right direction. If you want to say God is an energy, if you want to say God is a being of some sort, all the power to you, that's cool. My Sister Bessie was just basically saying, yo, stop letting industries run your life. Stop letting whatever it is that you believe in as a faith, that's cool. But whatever makes you do something out your actual core beliefs because you suddenly believe in a story that was told before anything made sense in the world, that makes you a foolish person. So that's kind of where.
What is it about religion? If you can, I don't know if you I imagine you probably can because you have a pretty strong viewpoint on that. But what if you can name any one act, maybe you've seen it in the media, it might even be personal, that said, you know what, this religion shit's fucked up.
I mean, all it took is me being of the age of reason. As soon as I was in catechism, which is a class you have to take in order to get like communion and all that stuff. And I was asking my questions back then. And my teacher was just like, just read the book, just read the book. And I was like, yeah, but this doesn't make sense. And this doesn't make logical sense. And
give me an example of what doesn't make sense.
Oh man,
logical sense, if you can. You don't have to break it down.
No, but yeah, just anything. The Noah's Ark make no sense. As far as the animals alone, they said, wait, there's two animals, every animal on it. How are they not eating each other on the boat?
Yeah.
They're all animals. How did they separate them? You know, like all that stuff. How did they keep it big enough that it was like just logical? It didn't make sense. And this is just me as a kid. And they were like, no, you don't understand. And then I was like, okay, maybe those stories were just to teach you to do the right thing. So they're just moral stories.
Yeah.
So I remember you used to, not to get too deep, but in school we used to have teachers and they would teach us different religions had there was like an African story about someone named Anansi, which is like a spider. And I realized, okay, the spider's not actually talking, but the story that they're telling you is teaching you to do the right thing. So I started equating that to religion. I was like, okay, I get the stories now. The stories is about doing the right thing with yourself, but these are not facts. And the only thing that got me frustrated were the people that were saying, no, these are facts. These are real people. These are real stories. It's like, maybe they're just tellers to tell people not being a piece of shit. Don't be a piece of shit. Don't be an asshole to people.
So do you, because I know I have a lot of friends, they don't fuck with religion, but they do believe in God, whatever your God may
higher
be.
Power, whatever.
Do you believe in God?
I just believe in the energy. I believe in putting out good energy because when I have been a person who lives on a negative energy for a large part of my life and it got me absolutely nowhere. So it wasn't until I switched that good things started happening. So I believe in whatever that power is. That is the God that I believe in.
I'm in that same boat with you.
So
energy is key.
So if I can ask this question to both of you, but before you answer, I'll answer. When you die, what do you think happens? I think you go to judgment, you go to heaven or hell. I'm a Christian. When you die, Bomb, what happens?
I think it's just black. I think it's the same thing as what happened before you were born. Do you remember what happened before you were born?
No.
Well, that's what I think happened.
It's just the end, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And I know that's a morbid thought because a lot of people want to believe that there's something greiter and something beyond all it is.
There's a comfort in believing.
Yeah, like you know the movie Flatliners where they kill a motherfucker and then they bring them back to life. It's like that shit. Like you're not seeing nothing after you die. It's just you're gone.
Yeah.
You know, like my wife's dad passed a few years ago.
Yeah.
And she has ashes in a little thing, like you know. And she believes, and he wasn't Christian, like he was raised Catholic because they're Italian, but she was taught after that is there's nothing. It's just, that's it.
Yeah, I think it was like agnostic.
Yeah, because if he lives through something, there would be a little tickle on the foot. There would be a knock on the door. There'd be glasses breaking in the kitchen. So for me, I lived through that experience that, fuck, man, like when we're gone, we're really gone.
Yeah.
And if there was a God, then God, not saying there's not a God, but let me rephrase that. If there was a higher power or an entity bringing that energy through, they would show us something.
Yeah.
Like, give me something. Show me something that
miracles.
really exists.
But there's miracles.
But for me,
there's
miracles, but the miracles that I believe in is more of a sense of energy coming through and a spiritual energy that brings people together.
For sure.
So that positive, that it's almost like a force. A lot of people believe in this. A lot of people believe that God is a picture of Jesus on a wall with blonde hair and blue eyes that you pray to in a church.
Jesus.
and it's not to take away from anybody who believes in it. I support it 100%.
If it makes you a better person, do it.
Exactly.
I think you should do it. So, I will never stop anybody from doing it.
Absolutely not.
I just won't also listen to your preach on why I should do it. That's all. That's how
Last
I keep it.
question about religion. I promise.
That's a touchy subject.
But that's why I'm asking. This motherfucker made the songs. It wasn't me.
For sure.
Yeah.
But everything I think about it is on that song.
Yeah. So, okay, we fast forward. Bomb's rich. He's super, super rich. He's famous, and he takes care of me. I don't have to work anymore. He just pays all my bills and gives me free money. You have a kid though.
Yeah.
You have a wife too,
okay.
and wife is. We'll just say she's semi-religious, but her parents are uber religious.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Are they going to church? Are they getting baptized?
We'll have that discussion. I've never really sat down with it, but what I would say is, we can go through the motions, that's fine, but I want the child to pick his own future for himself. I refuse to brainwash him and telling him how things are. Let him choose. If he picks up a Bible at 15 years old, reads it and says, this makes sense to me, I'm going to follow it, do it. If he does the same with the Quran, do it. If he doesn't believe in anything, do it. But you have to make that decision. I refuse to indoctrinate anybody with thoughts. You know what I mean? I refuse to tell somebody what they should think as a kid. Let them, grow up and believe in whatever they believe in truly in their own heart.
Thank you.
That's it.
Wow. Yeah. That was good.
Taking it back to hip hop, Bomb.
Back to Buck 65.
Back to Buck 65.
What the fuck was that about?
He's my favorite. No, Bomb.